Have you ever encountered someone whose charm and self-assurance seemed to dominate the room, only to later realize that beneath their confident exterior lies a maze of manipulation, deceit, and hidden dependencies? While it might appear on the surface that their behavior is merely boastful or self-absorbed, the truth is far darker. Narcissists often hide deep-seated psychological addictions that fuel their compulsive need for control, admiration, and validation. These aren't the obvious addictions like substance abuse, but rather subtle, insidious dependencies that can be equally destructive. In this article, we will uncover these hidden addictions that narcissists try desperately to conceal. When you interact with someone who seems perpetually self-centered and manipulative, it can be baffling to understand why their behavior intensifies in certain situations. What if the reason behind their actions is not simply a need for attention, but a deeper psychological dependency? Narcissists are often addicted to validation, power, and dominance, and these addictions run far deeper than anyone might assume. These hidden dependencies may not be obvious to the casual observer, but they are at the core of a narcissist's psychological makeup and can make their behavior far more toxic than most realize. Narcissists thrive on power, specifically the ability to control the thoughts, emotions, and actions of others. But this addiction is not necessarily about external authority or the traditional concept of power. It is about the emotional control they exert in every interaction. Narcissists feed on the emotional energy of those around them, constantly manipulating situations to ensure that they remain in charge. Whether it's dominating a conversation, orchestrating a social event, or twisting an argument to suit their needs, they must always be in control. This addiction to control becomes so ingrained in their psyche that it operates almost instinctively. A narcissist may react with anger or withdrawal if they sense even a slight loss of control. The need to manipulate and dominate feeds into their deep emotional insecurities, creating a toxic cycle that perpetuates their dependence on power. While most people enjoy a compliment or recognition, for a narcissist, validation is not just a nice-to-have. It's a survival mechanism. Narcissists are addicted to praise, approval, and adoration from others. Their self-worth is completely dependent on how others perceive them, and without constant validation, they feel emotionally empty and worthless. This overwhelming need for admiration can even lead to what's known as a narcissistic injury when their ego is wounded or ignored. In response, they may become angry, resentful, or even depressed. This constant need for external validation creates a vicious cycle. Narcissists will go to extreme lengths, whether through manipulation, deceit, or charm, to extract praise from those around them. But the validation they receive is never enough, leading them to constantly seek more. The more attention they receive, the more they crave, leading to an insatiable need that no amount of admiration can ever truly satisfy. Another hidden addiction in narcissists is their dependence on drama. For many narcissists, conflict is not something to avoid, it's something to cultivate. This addiction is not because they enjoy the conflict itself, but because drama keeps them in the spotlight. Whether it's starting arguments, causing misunderstandings, or stirring up controversy, narcissists thrive on the emotional intensity that comes with these situations. It ensures that people are focused on them, whether it's through negative or positive attention. This addiction to drama is exhausting for those around them, as it creates unnecessary tension and chaos. Narcissists use conflict to reinforce their sense of control and dominance over others, all while feeding their fragile ego. In relationships, narcissists also develop an addiction to idealizing others, particularly in the early stages. This is known as love bombing, where they shower their targets with excessive affection, compliments, and attention. For the narcissist, this phase is a powerful emotional high, as it gives them a sense of control over another person's emotions. However, once the narcissist feels secure in the relationship, the idealization phase abruptly ends, and the devaluation begins. The person who was once seen as perfect is suddenly criticized, belittled, or ignored. This shift keeps the narcissist in a state of emotional turmoil, as they seek new sources of admiration and validation. The constant cycle of idealization and devaluation fuels their addiction to admiration and attention, creating an unhealthy dynamic in their relationships. Narcissists are also addicted to maintaining a perfect image and social status. It's not just about looking good or enjoying luxury. It's about crafting an unassailable image that can't be challenged. Many narcissists invest heavily in their appearance, from social media profiles to the material possessions they flaunt. But their obsession with image is more about reinforcing their sense of superiority than it is about enjoying these things for what they are. This addiction to maintaining a flawless image can lead to excessive perfectionism and an inability to accept criticism. The narcissist may go to great lengths to protect their image, often sacrificing genuine connections or well-being to preserve their carefully constructed facade. At its core, narcissism is not just a personality trait, it's a psychological survival mechanism. Narcissists are addicted to validation, power, and control because they are terrified of feeling insignificant or worthless. These hidden addictions keep them in a perpetual state of emotional neediness, never allowing them to experience true contentment or peace. Instead, they live in a constant cycle of seeking validation, manipulating others, and feeding their fragile ego. The tragic reality is that while narcissists are addicted to power and attention, they are also trapped in a prison of their own making. The more they feed their insatiable needs, the more isolated they become from genuine connections. They may never realize that the very addictions that fuel their behavior are the ones that prevent them from experiencing true happiness and authentic relationships. Narcissists are driven by hidden addictions that go far beyond the surface-level traits of arrogance or boastfulness. These dependencies on control, validation, drama, and image fuel their toxic behavior, making their relationships unstable and emotionally exhausting for those around them. Understanding these hidden addictions is crucial for recognizing the true nature of narcissism and the destructive patterns it creates. If you've ever encountered a narcissist, this insight can help you protect yourself from their manipulative behavior and navigate your interactions with greater awareness. Thank you for reading. If you found this article insightful,